MisippBRO podcasters, welcome one and all. Coming to you live from the beaches of Carpinteria and from the home office in Clayton, California, you have the MisippBROs coming to you live. We're going to break down some serious action in MLB, NFL, NBA, but we're also going to get into some interesting tidbits about life that we've learned as our era-bending, gender-loving MisippBROs will get going here. 14 years difference, but we have plenty of different opinions. How is my brother coming to me live from the home office? And we have a new addition to the home office. Please show us what you got going out there.
Oh, well, I'm gonna give our listeners a chance to catch up to our hurry-up offense here at the MisippBROs. I want to say, first off, thank you, Bruce, for the teal ocean graphics. He picked up on that quick. Chad broadcasting live from the ocean, from the Pacific. The waves crashing. Was that the beach of Candelaguada?
It is Carpinteria, dude.
Carpinteria. Yes. All right.
Well, or Candelaguada. I like that one too.
Bruce, I don't know if you can see it, Chad. I know you're doing the mobile thing. Bruce has some beautiful, beautiful ocean blue graphics behind us today. Dude, so Bruce, we are thankful for that.
Hell yeah. Watch out, dude. That guy might be getting better than we're getting. So we got to step our game up, dude. Let's do it.
Yes, as Chad continues to bring us in from the beach, looking for all the proper adjectives, adverbs to say, what's going on, folks? Happy Thursday. Happy Wildcard Thursday, October 7th on your calendars. Thank you for tuning in to the MisippBROs. Chad, thank you for logging in from all over the world, man. One day we're going to have a map. We're going to drop a pin from every place you broadcasted. We're going to see what sort of symbol that creates. See if there's something magical working here. And Patrick Tillery, shout out to the chat. First one on board. Good to see Chad back on a beach somewhere. So thank you, Chad.
Dude. Some beach somewhere, baby. That's where you'll find me. I'm loving it, dude. Carpinteria is a fantastic town, a little bit south of Santa Barbara. Man, dude, had to get rid of some pelicans, seagulls. I said, hey, that's my spot. MisippBROs got a broadcast. Let's get on it, dude. They were cool, man. They went out and grabbed some fish. They're cool.
I mean, I might be in studio at Misippo Drive here, coming to you live, but you can't beat that background. For the second straight week, Chad brings you a background that is authentic, not fake at all, and he is living it, folks. And just for reference, Chad, just so you know, I took you disc golfing about 10 days ago, 2 weeks ago in Moraga. We had a great time, right? You showed off that natural power forehand of yours. Patrick on the chat line is the one who got me into disc golf. And who got Patrick into disc golf? Shout out Matt Roulette, a longtime disc golf player, spent many years in Santa Cruz working for Innova Discs, one of the main disc manufacturing companies. He's the one who spread the gospel to Patrick. Patrick spread it to me. You end up on a course in Moraga. So domino effect. Thank you, Patrick.
That's life, dude. That's the network effect. That's the network effect, dude.
And who else do we have in audience today? You pointed him out. Willie Mays. Why is Willie Mays over my right shoulder today of all days, Chad?
Well, because let's say we have an epic, and I mean epic, showdown in the NLDS coming to us, dude, starting on Friday. If you are a baseball fan, you want this matchup, dude. Say hey, Willie Mays Giants and the Los Angeles Dodgers, I call them, made of money, but we got the Hollywood matchup we want, dude. Because if you're a baseball fan, you want the Giants and Dodgers in a 5-game series and a signed 8x10
7-game
series. My bad. 7-game series of Willie Mays in the back, dude. That is just too damn good.
Well, and just so our listeners know, we will absolutely get to the Dodgers-Giants preview along with other wildcard action coming to you. But we have to do proper respect. Yes, Chad, thank you for the Willie Mays autograph. You gave it to me years ago. Might need a new frame, but everything's intact. And I got the Willie Mays scribble on there. Thank you so much. We got to give proper respect, though. Bye-bye, Yankees. Bye-bye, Cardinals. How did we get here? Let's start with the Yankees-Red Sox game, Chad. I will say the first obvious thing. Yankees came up short. It wasn't Giancarlo Stanton's fault. We talked about him on the podcast, either the last episode or the one before it. He stayed locked in. Just to let you know how hard he was hitting the ball, Giancarlo Stanton had 3 hits that night, the only Yankee with multiple hits. He hit a 345-foot single, followed by a 400-foot single. Funky Fenway Park, right? And then finally hit a 344-foot homer. Dude was hitting lasers, whether Michael Kay could see them or not on the Yankees radio broadcast. The Yankees win. The Yankees do not win this game.
No, they do not. And are we tired of that yet? I mean, is that overdone to effect now? I mean, is that was just karma, wasn't it? That he calling a bomb, and Vasgersian got nailed with it too. But Michael Kay called, and then him on air saying, "Wait a minute, what's going on? He's at first base. Did I do something wrong?" Yes, you preempted the actual play. And that's what a lot of announcers are guilty of these days, because we all want to be entertained so much that we will go above and beyond and say things that aren't true and not wait for it to happen, because we all want to be what? First. We all want to be first. We all want to be first without figuring out the truth, dude. And so that was a great segue. That was the Yankees season in a nutshell right there. Right there, dude. The Yankees thinking that they're ahead, thinking that they're going to be something, and their pitching let them down. Garrett freaking Cole. Hey, Big E, how's that 320 million looking right now?
That is the precise number for Garrett Cole to show up in a Yankee pinstripe, to be given the task of the game one starter, the only game starter. And yes, I'm sure the Yankees fans and their ownership and the GM, Brian Cashman, your days might be numbered. That's the rumor. Anyways, that's the exact game he's supposed to gut you through, okay? Whether he can shut him down or go 7 innings, it's got to be one or the other. And he didn't. And he was bested by former Yankee Nathan Eovaldi. And the Yankees could only muster the 2 solo home runs, one by Rizzo, one by Stanton. Red Sox put a lot more runners on base. They cashed in when they could. Bogarts hit a homer. Kyle Schwarber hit a homer. And for the first time in a couple of years, 2 former World Series winning teammates, Schwarber and Rizzo, hit homers against each other in the playoffs. Cool stat. Anyways, moving on from that.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you, that's a team win, dude. The Red Sox dominated them, and it was only 6-2, but it was a domination, dude. It was a domination. The Yankees were really never in the game.
Now, what can I ask you about this? Off the top of my head, I don't know the answer, but I'll go off the top of your big, beautiful head that has just the right amount of wind going through it right now.
Dude, yes. Yeah.
I didn't know your hair parted there. Anyways,
yeah, dude, all right, man.
So Yankees, Red Sox ended up with the exact same record at the end of the year, right? Red Sox get the home game advantage. Ball game was played in Fenway Park. Is it a head-to-head thing?
What? Is it a head-to-head?
Was it a head-to-head record that provided the tiebreaker? Was it a divisional record? Was it a league record?
Well, I think first off, they go by what your record is, and then they go head-to-head after that, right?
Okay, because they had the same number of wins. So there we have a tiebreaker. And I would assume it would be head-to-head wins. And in a 19 games against each other, you're going to have someone with the advantage. I believe it was the Red Sox.
Right, so, no doubt about it.
This Yankees team, they needed Garrett Cole to get them over the hump. It didn't happen this year. I have faith in the guy moving forward. Maybe it's a one-off. I don't think he's the next Kershaw, if you will, an all-star, an all-pro type of guy that can't get the big game punched. It just wasn't his year. It wasn't his game. And see you next year, Yankees. Michael Kay, we hope you come back to the broadcast so you don't have that as your legacy leave-away game. I believe he's 83 years old.
Yeah, and I love the guys that have been around for a long time, but just as a lot of things in our society, maybe it's time to step aside and let the younger bucks frickin' take charge, dude. Seriously, man.
Well, this is the same Yankees core. CC Sabathia commented on this. The same Yankees core that lost to the Red Sox in 2018. When I say core, I mean, they got the Torreses, the Stantons, the Gardners, etc.
Dude, Gardner, why?
0 for 3 with 3 Ks.
Why do they continue to put him out there? That's on Boone. That's ridiculous, dude, that Brett Gardner was even starting that game and that Brett Gardner played the entire game. I mean, after you've seen the first couple ABs, hey, dude, thanks, man, but you're done. We need a punch, dude. We need somebody to freaking light this fire, and Brett Gardner is not the guy to do it, especially at 38 years old or whatever he is.
Brett Gardner has not had his swing locked in a couple seasons. Might be a serviceable defensive player, might be a good on the base path, but he has the type of swing. He just looks like he gets sorted so many 20 times. He's almost halfway out of the box when he swings and misses. It's great if you're hitting the ball and getting to first base, but not great when you're striking out. Bad look.
Yeah, well, the Yankees are going to be way different, man. This team is going to be totally, I think they're going to blow it up to a bit. Boone might get involved in that blow up. Cashman's going nowhere. I do not believe so. And because he's been there for so long, and Hal Steinbrenner came out and mentioned that. And so you can see some changes. I can see a manager change. I do not believe a GM change. And we'll see how much the Yankees change into. And I got to mention this, dude. Did you hear Boone's comment, dude, about maybe the rest of the league is caught up to us? Did you hear that? Dude, go back and listen to that. I don't know if our listeners heard this, but Boone said this he said, I'm not in control of what's going on. I don't know if I'll be the manager next year, to that effect. And then he said, maybe the rest of the league have caught up to us. What, dude? What world do you live in, man? Like, the rest of the league has passed you. And see, this is the ego that the Yankees have that they need to get rid of if they want to walk into the next season and actually go after the Rays and the Astros and the White Sox, who have all jumped above the Yanks, dude. That was one elitist comment, dude.
Well, those are three teams that relied on their farm system with key free agent ads throughout. The Yankees always known to go get the biggest ticket, the highest priced item out there, the Garrett Coles, the Stantons. They do it over and over and over again. So I think they'll stay true to their roots. I think they'll do it again. I believe this time next year, if not far sooner, of course, before the 2021 season. Look for them to go all in on a guy like Trevor Story.
2022, yes. And,
2022.
Yeah, I know, it's coming fast, dude. It's crazy. And so Trevor Story, dude, does he really make that much of a difference? Yes, they need a shortstop, but does he make that much of a difference? We'll find out.
Well, they're going to go make a splash, maybe a Starling Marte to play center field. I don't want to see it, but it makes a lot of sense. Get Gardner out of there, put a guy like Marte at the top of that lineup, and you might have something brewing. But again, just typical Yankee fashion, go and get the highest priced item on the highest shelf. Now, we were treated to a pretty classic playoff game last night.
Yes, dude. Yes.
And I missed the first 8 innings of it, caught the radio broadcast during the 8th inning on the way home from my softball game. Quick one of these. Your younger bro here hit the first over the fence home run in softball for the Spockers last night.
Dude, Yankster
a laser show down the left field line. You know it. The powers all pull, occasionally dead center. But yes, got one over the fence. Enjoyed another Spockers victory, 4 in a row. All of the comeback variety.
Woo,
anyway, getting back to the big boy baseball. No more beer league softball, which I had none of. Anyway, I caught up to the Cardinals-Dodgers game in the top of the 9th, where it's really postseason baseball at its culmination, all right? And postseason baseball brings us this reminder. 11 pitchers thrown by the Dodgers, 10 pitchers thrown by the Cardinals. 11 thrown by Dodgers and Cardinals combined, 10 thrown by Yankees and Red Sox combined. It's neither starter in this Cardinals-Dodgers game went more than 5 1/3. Max Scherzer only went 4 1/3 through 90-something pitches. This is postseason grind time baseball. So your brother tuned in with Kenley Jansen, not exactly laboring, but he let a runner on, then struck out the side after a couple dramatic foul balls, which brought us to the bottom of the 9th. And if you're like me, you almost felt like this was going to happen. I didn't think this game was going to extras. I certainly thought the Dodgers were going to win. And, of course, the Cardinals make the curious move to bring in the closer that lost his job a month prior, Alex Reyes. Enigmatic Alex Reyes. He left a cookie of a slider over the middle to a guy that was 9 for his last 81. I'll never forget Ozzie Smith. I wasn't born yet, but he hit his one and only home run in the postseason.
1985.
Around the right field pole, taught me at a young age to always expect the unexpected. Look for the heroes where you wouldn't think the heroic people would be. Chris Taylor had himself a moment last night, and he's the exact guy for the job, was he not?
No doubt about it, man. No one was expecting it, dude. A walk-off. And, it was almost becoming like a Hollywood script, like Pujols was going to get that freaking pinch hit in the 9th against his old team. He could walk them off, dude, and all this kind of stuff. And he did hit a laser, but 3-0 count. Dude, I hate that. Swinging 3-0, Pujols was trying to end the game when your team needs you on base. But that's another subject. Long story short, dude, it was a great, great game. It's interesting, man. I like to watch games, from a distance and kind of look at what everyone else is thinking about them. And I'm sitting there with my beautiful Mariella, and the game starts at like 5:15, 5:30, It's almost 9:15 in the ninth inning, and she says, "Oh, baby, another pitcher?" And I said, "Yeah, another pitcher." I said, "Welcome to baseball 2021." And then she goes, "What time this game start?" And I had to go, "This game is 4 hours long, and it's 1-1." I mean, is that not modern day baseball, dude? Dude, I had to wake her up a couple times, dude, to keep on watching the game, man. I mean, baseball has a problem in that area, dude. We need people on base, and these guys are all swinging for the fences. The Cardinals had so many chances to bunt, hit, and run. The Giants, listen to me. The Dodgers had
just a moment on the Giants, yes.
Yeah, the Dodgers had so many chances to move guys over, to actually, take a walk to help their team. But everyone wants to be on ESPN. Everyone wants to hit the walk-off, and they got it last night, and Major League Baseball's happy.
They are happy. And on the note, the Cardinals did manufacture a run, not a term you hear too often in baseball these days. Their one run came from Tommy Edman getting on base.
Tommy Edman
second,
yes.
Moved over to third via fly ball, and then later scored on maybe
Tommy
a ground
Edman.
out.
I might just say Tommy Edman was the only true baseball player on the field that day.
There you go. And Cody Bellinger did swipe second base in the ninth inning, which looked like maybe it could lead to a single scoring the run. Well, when you hit it into the stands, that'll score 2 runs. We know that much. But it brings about this thought, Chad. We're going to get on to Dodgers-Giants. We promise. I keep teasing the listeners. But we're going to transition because you wanted to talk an old-school coaching matchup. We'll get right to it coming up. But old school. How about this for Chad? We didn't get to extra innings last night, but if we did, you would not have seen a phantom runner on second base. That rule is gone. It's gone for the postseason. We have real baseball. We have extra innings as long as it takes. Real baseball fans like that sort of thing. Sorry if you don't. Anyways, it's not going to be back for the 2022 regular season either. So we have seen the last of the phantom ghost runners on second base. That's a nod to old school baseball. Let's get back to it. And how about this? When Tommy Edman stole second, when Cody Bellinger stole second in the game last night, a stat popped up that this was the highest success rate of base runners stealing bases by percentage in league history. The normal number is around 70, 71%. So catchers catch around 29 to 30% of base stealers. The number this year was 76. That's over 3/4 of stolen base attempts being successful. Can we see a return to some old school baseball? Will all the analytics geeks rub their eyes and see that this works 3 out of the 4 times you go? I think so. I think you're going to see more stolen bases next year.
Yeah, dude.
Fun reminder that Ricky Henderson's 130 stolen bases in 1982 will never be bested. It wasn't even bested by a single team this year.
Correct, dude.
The Royals led the league with 124 stolen bases. So I know we're in completely different eras, but here's a little hope. We get back to manufacturing runs, small ball, stolen bases, action on the base paths.
Yeah, I think I see that, man. I think I see that happening. The pendulum always kind of corrects a little bit, in life. You hope, and you see it more and more. But, also, I follow the minor leagues pretty intently, dude. And I follow, the international leagues pretty intently. A lot of the uber prospects, dude, are running a lot. So you're going to see these guys. The Julio Rodriguez is up in Seattle. The Wander Franco, you see him now in Tampa. Woo! Man, that guy's nasty. He runs. So all these guys you're going to see coming up, Nick Madrigal, all these guys, they run. So this is going to be part of their game, and you're going to see it more and more because we can't have what we had last night, dude. 4 hours of a 1-1 game with 21 pitchers? Dude, come on, man. That's ridiculous.
I certainly don't want to see these two older gentlemen coaches waddling to the mound 6 times a game, but it's going to happen. Here we go, Tony La Russa versus Dusty Baker. A great matchup on paper of 2 deep rosters. They were in command of their divisions all year, the Astros and the White Sox. And we're about to see 2 guys that have been coaching playoff baseball for 3 to 4 decades.
Dude, this is, and for you younger people out there, you younger viewers out there, man, watch this matchup for this, including yourself, of course, for the strategic moves and see how coaches become so good at their craft. La Russa, for all his warts, is a fantastic manager. And La Russa was doing the 1 batter per way before anyone was, 1 pitcher per batter was doing that way before anyone else was. And Dusty Baker has seen it all, has done it all, and I think this is his year to win it all.
Whoa. Is that A
Yes.
spoiler alert, is that a prediction?
That's it. That's my prediction. That is my prediction.
So you see the Astros going all the way to the championship?
I see the Astros because not only is no one talking about them because they don't want to talk about them. They are extremely talented. They have a deep rotation. And not only that, they got Dusty Baker at the helm. It would put a big bow on his Hall of Fame career. But not only that, dude, what the Astros do that a lot of these other teams don't, Mark, and we saw it last night, they make contact. They make more contact. They make you make plays. And this is going to put undue pressure that these teams have not felt during the regular season in a concentrated environment in the postseason. And it's going to wreak havoc on other teams to make plays because so many more balls are going to be in play. This is their kryptonite to all the other teams. I believe will take them to the World Series.
I will say that I agree with the fact that they do put the ball in play at a higher rate than other teams. They do have some guys who make great contact naturally. No signs needed. No banging on trash cans. Jose Altuve has always been a low strikeout rate guy. Michael Brantley, extremely low. Yuli Gurriel, low. Andrew Ale, batting title winner this year. And Alex Bregman, nice flat swing, puts the ball in play, usually walks more than he strikes out. So you're onto something there. And that combined... Go ahead.
Yes. No. I'm just saying that combined with their pitching staff, dude, is underrated, man. People aren't talking about their pitching staff.
And you can't ignore the fact they've been in the postseason 5 consecutive years with the same core of the Bregmans, of the Gurriels, of the Altuves, of the Correas. I kind of give them some shine the way I give the Giants core some shine. The Posies, the Crawfords, the Belts. These guys have been through the postseason, and even though I never thought the Giants have ever won the championship with the best roster in the sport, they simply don't make the mistakes that other teams do.
There you go.
Come through in the clutch. So that postseason guile, I believe, will shine through for the Astros. Here's to a good series all around. White Sox, Astros are particularly interesting to us listeners, but we've been teasing it. We got to talk about the first ever postseason meeting between the Los Angeles Dodgers or Brooklyn and the San Francisco Giants or New York. How is this the first ever postseason meeting? This guy never saw the Dodgers in a single postseason game? Get out of here.
No, dude, because they were always at each other's throat, and they would always, one would punish the other, dude, all the time. Stay down. Okay, up. Now you stay down. Up. And it was, those New York Giants teams, Brooklyn teams, you go back, man, they had some epic battles, but one was always way better than the other, dude. And so now we have this meeting of Northern California, Southern California. Couldn't be any different in the way of values, the way they go about life. And man, do we have an epic battle, dude. This is 107 wins versus 106. If you count the Dodgers win last night, it's 107 and 107, dude. So this is unbelievable theater, dude. It's so freaking awesome, dude. So awesome that I wish I'm almost going to go up to San Francisco for game 1 and 2, but I am for sure. I had to last night out of nowhere. I said, dude, what?
I was going to ask you. It's okay, listeners, that we go over production notes beforehand. We say, maybe I'll do this, you do that. You take the lead here, I'll take the lead there. But Chad is so excited. Yes.
Dude, I got all ahead of myself. Yes, dude. Yeah. I swear to God, this series is what you want as a baseball fan. You want the rivals against each other. Like I said, Boston and New York, you wanted a wild card game. Now we have the Giants and Dodgers, dude, in the NLCS. Woo, baby.
In the NLDS, of course. We'll get to the NLCS in about a week or two.
But see, that's why I got my brother with me, man. He checks up on me, man, make sure I get my stuff straight.
Chad will be live on scene from Dodger Stadium Monday, October the 11th for Game 3, which, if I'm not mistaken, I think you'll see Max Scherzer pitch that game.
Oh, hey,
he'll
man.
Be ready by then.
Maybe he will not let Dave Roberts take the ball out of his hand this game. We'll see.
Maybe not. And we can talk about drunk Max later if we have some time, but that was a treat. Anyway, shirtless drunk Scherzer. So the Dodgers-Giants series is so anticipated. The entire baseball season has been building towards it. 2 top teams finally got it. It's here right now. And let me just say, I don't think there's been energy about a rivalry based on geolocations within the state of California in the postseason since 1989. I don't want this to be true, but what if we got an earthquake during this series?
Why the hell would you bring that up?
The energy, man. The energy.
Dude. The energy. The earthquakes happen whenever, dude. I mean, it's just,
1989 is not whenever, and I don't want to see that, of course. But we all know California's due for the big one. With the energy going right now, the building in San Francisco tomorrow, Oracle Park, might just shake enough. And let me give some credit: a true home field advantage, a Theater of Dreams baseball stadium that, since 2010, has become one of the premier postseason experiences in my mind.
Oh, no doubt.
All the orange flying, the epic scenery. The Giants fans are into it. They're intelligent, smart baseball fans. Yes, they hate the Dodgers like the Dodgers
absolutely
hate them. Let me just give one word of caution. This goes to you, Chad, as well. Most of our listeners keep their head on a swivel. You absolutely keep your head on a swivel. Please do Monday night, whether you go plainclosed or in Giants orange.
Well, it's funny, man.
A little grimy sometimes.
No doubt about it, man.
Really
I'm gonna see some good battles in the stands. There's no doubt. It's guaranteed. LA fans are notorious for this. Doesn't matter if it's Raiders back in the day, Dodgers now, Rams, Chargers. You put LA on anyone's name and there's fights in the stands, dude. It's just what they do down here. It is part of their culture. I'm not going to say no, it isn't, because it is. So, but I got a distinct advantage. I just thought about this, dude. Check out my San Francisco Seals / San Francisco Little League All-Star hat. It's blue with the Giants old school Seals symbol. So I can rock this, still be a Giants fan, but have the blue hat incognito. What do you think about that?
I think that's the best way you could possibly go about it. Good stuff from the what was the name of the school again, or the team?
No, dude, San Francisco Seals are what the San Francisco Giants were before they were the Giants.
I got all that. Is that a Seals hat, or is that a local high school borrowing the logo?
Oh, I'm sorry. This is San Francisco Little League borrowing the logo. Correct.
We just got to, clarify for the listeners before they all go out and buy what they think is Seals hats. Now they're supporting a local school, and, so you just don't want any weirdness on that.
Support San Francisco Little League, and my boy Todd up there killing it and getting the permission to use this for San Francisco Little League. I had a great time coaching, and still do when I can, for the Little Leaguers there, man.
So let's just give a quick preview. The Game 1 pitching matchup will feature Walker Buehler versus the Giants' hottest second half pitching hand. By far, Logan Webb. The kid's going to go get him. I think he stays hot. Game 2, the Giants will trot out their first half hot pitching hand. Kevin Gausman faded down the stretch a little bit, but he was a Cy Young candidate come the All-Star break if he could have kept it up. I'm a little worried about fatigue and people figuring out Gausman. I think Webb and Buehler will bring us an epic duel of young kids with great stuff. Every time I watch Walker Buehler pitch, it evokes memories of Tim Lincecum. The same frame, the same nasty stuff. How does that 170-pound body generate that heat? So I will enjoy the pitching matchups in Game 1 and Game 2. I'm calling a 1-1 split by the time they get to Los Angeles. No bias here. What do you think, Chad?
Yeah, I can definitely see that. You know what? Don't you just see this happen? I thought there was going to be a Game 163. These teams are so evenly matched, going blow for blow all season long. We're going to get Game 7, dude. It's almost guaranteed, right? I can see a split 1-1 coming down to LA, dude. No doubt about it, man. And so, regardless, 5-game series, this is going 5. 7-game series is going 7. 9-game series is going 9. Yada yada yada. These teams are epically matched, and they hate each other. That's why it makes for great baseball, dude.
And apologies to the East Coast. You all experienced it last night when the Dodgers and Cardinals took a 4-hour game into the bottom of the ninth. I called my buddy Smokus. Shout out Truth Smokus. I called him, just not even looking at the clock. I saw the game was still on in the 8th inning. I give him a call, and I'm like, oh shit, it's after midnight, right? So yeah, here's a spoiler for you East Coasters. Dodgers Giants are going to be going past the midnight hour every night.
Yeah.
Every night.
Well, every night. They're starting at 5 just so the East Coasters can hang out for a little bit and watch the game,
Oh, they are starting the game at 5. Thank you, because that's absolutely needed to be fair to our East Coast listeners, our East Coast viewers, excuse me. It's going to be an epic series. However, the Giants will be confirmed without Brandon Belt until at least the NLCS.
Well, yeah, and the Dodgers have no Max Muncy. So, it goes back and forth.
Two players with similar profiles and play similar positions. Very, very good nugget. Very good nugget there. So Chad is going to be live on site. I can't wait to talk to you Monday. We'll pick up right wherever this series leaves us. We're so grateful. Baseball gods, thank you.
Yes.
I don't have an official Giants shirt. Chad, I went digging in the closet today for the only Giants apparel I've ever purchased. And do you recall the shirt from an April 2010 Phillies game?
Dude, of course I do, dude. Let Timmy smoke. Let Timmy smoke. Let Timmy smoke.
Yes.
Dude, that was awesome.
I couldn't find it. I don't know where it is. I finally missed on a shirt for the show. But yes, the shirt said "Let Tim Smoke" with a little weed leaf, and I call it Giants apparel. But honestly, it was from a street vendor for probably $7.
Yeah.
So I don't think the Giants agreed to brand that one.
No, I think when we went to the game, dude, we got it. Yeah, we got it from a guy selling on the corner. You know, those sometimes, and not most of the time, those are the best shirts, dude. They have the best signs on them, and that was an epic one, dude. I remember you walking up, going, "Dude, I totally want that shirt." I go, "Let's get it." You're like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "Let's go, man."
I got a photo. I'll put it on the Instagram.
Yes.
I promise. I got the photo. I'll dig it up. And you'll see 10 years ago, Chad and Sip here at the Giants game with the Tim Lincecum apparel. Now, we are going to shift here to another sport, but I had to fit this in because it's one of the cooler things I've ever seen in terms of brotherly love, support for an old teammate. Juan Soto was pictured behind home plate, not just himself in a Washington Nationals jersey, but the hitting coach from the Nationals, both formerly associated with Max Scherzer and Trey Turner. And when they put the graphic on Dodger Stadium scoreboard, Juan Soto, Washington Nationals outfielder, and he stood up with his Nationals jersey on the front.
Yeah.
He turned around, showed him it was a Trey Turner jersey. The hitting coach spins around, shows him it's a Max Scherzer jersey, and they got maybe the biggest ovation outside of Chris Taylor for the night. You love to see it. I've never seen anything like it. What do you think about it, Chad? Cool or not?
Dude, I think it was cool, and it's just an indication of the way our society and therefore baseball's being played, okay? You never did that stuff before, dude. But you know what? I'm cool with change, man. You know, I mean, you got to be cool with change, or else you're just an angry person in life. And so I'm cool with it. They were there to hang with their boys, and you know, Scherzer and Trey Turner they won a freaking championship together, dude. So, and they got traded mid-season, dude. So, you know, I'm cool with it, man. And it brings a little bit more conversation to the game. I'm cool with it. What about you, bro?
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the heck out of it. You know, we both love us some Juan Soto. I never seen anything like it. And I've always been a big proponent of go to a baseball game, wear one of two teams' apparel, garb, hat, whatever. If a team is not playing, what are you doing with that apparel? What are you doing at a Dodgers Giants game in a Phillies hat? I wouldn't commit the offense myself. But when you're Juan Soto and you're a Major League Baseball player, you can go ahead and wear your team's embroidery.
There's no doubt about it.
Can you imagine people from a distance being like, "Look at that idiot in the Washington Nationals jersey. What is that guy?" Soto?
That's actually the greatest hitter of our league right now. Maybe, I don't want to get ahead of myself.
Oh boy.
But maybe of our generation.
Oh, easy. We will revisit the greatest hitter of our generation once the season wraps up. And I got some things to throw at that one. So thank you, Chad. We got to move on real quick. We're going to pick up a little pace on this one. We spent 35 minutes on baseball. You got to love it. So NBA season's coming up. The preseason games have been interesting, believe it or not. And there's something that's easy to see already. Warriors fans are going to notice it if they already have it. Nets fans are absolutely going to notice it. I saw Steph Curry doing his usual dribble drive, shimmy, you can't keep up with me, hop back step. There's fire up a three-pointer, baiting the big man to throw up a hand and jump off his feet. And when the big man came down, Steph pumped and then kind of got his shoulder and threw up a wild shot. Every year before this, that would have been whistle, 3 shots at the foul line. And we've seen Curry make some of these circuit shots.
Yes.
No call. The ball viciously banks off the backboard. It never had a chance. And Steph Curry's doing one of these. The Portland Trail Blazers radio broadcast said, "Not this season, Steph. Not this season." So what am I saying?
I love it.
Here? The NBA has instructed its referees strictly, emphasize, do not allow the intentional contact type of dribbles or pump fakes, most known by James Harden. Warriors fans have to admit Steph Curry's gotten away with several of these over the years.
Yes, definitely.
I think we both like this emphasis on no intentional calls with the intentional contact. What do you think, Chad?
Yeah, dude, it's good for the game. It is, man. It's good. You want guys to earn buckets. You got ones to earn freaking free throws. It's a little bit I won't say weak, but NBA players know, dude. Okay, there's like an internal thing between them. They're like, dude, stop doing that crap to me, man. Okay, like be a baller, dude, and go around me, do whatever, man, and earn your bucket. So they're making them do that now. And James Harden's gonna have a tough year, bro.
He's
gonna
have
a tough year.
He's led the league in free throw attempts for what feels like half my adult life.
Yes.
And I will be very interested to see if he does it again. Of course, he'll get the calls in the lane and whatnot. But as for the pump fake and then that kind of play, that one is out. And I'm excited to see the players get that tool out of their bag and focus more on pure basketball.
Yeah, pure basketball. Here's a little tidbit, dude. Your bro went to a game at Cal when James Harden, who I hardly knew at the time, was playing for ASU. And he was freaking doing the same shit, dude. And people were booing him. Somehow I got down on the court, dude, in the student section. I knew a couple people that were students for some reason, or new students, whatever. And it was cool seeing it from down there. Dude, yeah, he was doing the same garbage then, dude, that he's doing now.
No.
Yeah.
Well, here's to no more. And excited for the basketball season. While we're on the NBA topic, something popped up in the headlines today. Somewhat unbelievable, but somewhat believable. Millionaires behaving badly is what I'll lead it in with. But NBA insurance fraud. Up to $18 million is the figure from 11 different named players, 4 of them being former NBA champions. Nobody that's a former perennial all-star, if you will, but familiar names like Glenn Baby Davis, Sebastian Telfair, Shannon Brown, formerly of the Lakers championship team.
Yep.
These guys
Tony Allen.
These guys were all fringe sixth men at best. Definitely second unit type of players. Didn't make the bevy of millions that the all-stars and the all-pros make, if you will. But these guys are in deep shit. Let's just say that. And federal charges across the board. Basically putting in claims for something like chiropractic work, $18,000 on due some sort of cutback, just fraudulent claims all over the place. You hate to see it. Is anything going to come out of this? Healthcare fraud. Yes.
Dude, think about this, man. You are taking money, and they were taking it from the retired players and veterans players healthcare fund. So you're taking it away from older players who need that money, okay? Who count on that money. And you're putting in false claims with false doctors who you got hooked up. It's kind of like, the car insurance industry, people, false accidents, and they claim neck problems and all that kind of. You're getting NBA players doing the same stuff. Dude, what in your life do you have to do when you make that much money? Obviously, you're not good with money because you don't need to make millions scamming a system that you're taking away from the Larry Birds, Magic Johnson era players that need that money, dude, that aren't necessarily are doing good in life, not making the money that you were. Shame on those bastards, dude. I hope they go ring them. I hope they ring them, dude.
Good points, because shame indeed. The players from yesteryear, 70s, 80s, didn't make the millions and millions and millions
no.
players do now.
No.
And I pointed out, I might have not made this point coherently, but I pointed out that these were all fringe guys. It's not like it was some huge name. And what it speaks to me is these are not the guys that would be making millions of dollars in endorsements and autographs and signings and appearances in their post-Twilight career. Sebastian Telfair has already behaved badly several times.
Dude, Sebastian Telfair has been a freaking wart on the league since the day he got drafted.
He's had gun problems. He's had people he hangs out with problems, and now he's a fraud. So he's a fraud all along. Anyways, millionaires behaving badly. Don't be a fraud, people. Don't steal money from your elders. And
dude, let's just move on. Let's just remember, dude, that you know what? There's some shitty people in the world. Don't hang out with them.
Don't hang out with them. Chad, I got at least 2 more things to hit on before we try to hit our 40-minute mark, which we're hitting right now.
Not gonna
happen. So
45.
Just wanted to let you know I did with Bruce in tow, producer Bruce, begin watching the miniseries Once Upon a Time in Queens. We won't get too far into it, but I will say I liked what I saw in episode 1. It took the Mets from, the beginnings of the Dodgers and Giants leaving in the 50s to a town that didn't have that second baseball team in New York. Then the Mets show up in 63. They become the Miracle Mets in 1969 with a season nobody
62.
62. Well, 62 is when they began, correct?
Correct.
Thank you. 7 years later, the Miracle Mets happen. Tom Seaver, they ship him out years later. They bring him back, along with a cast of characters that include Doc Gooden, Darryl Strawberry in their youth, Lenny Dykstra, Gary Carter, Keith Hernandez. I didn't know had such a cocaine issue. Calling cocaine the demon of the earth. Woo! You have to be doing a lot of cocaine to arrive at that.
Man. Dude, he was right in the middle of the federal trial back then. It was a crazy time, dude.
Man, so yes, the episode 1, which is where I finished for now, ends with the 1985 season where they came up short in the playoffs. They believed they were the best team. I believe the coach at the time, Davey Johnson, compared it to when he was with the Orioles one time.
Yes.
The NLCS. They will come back the next year to win the World Series. Spoiler alert, I know the Mets come and win the World Series in 1986. I can't wait to see all the shenanigans from that season.
Dude, it's going to be epic, dude. I highly recommend it. I lived it because I was a huge Mets fan back then. I had Strawberry, Gooden, Lenny Dykstra, Ron Darling posters, Sid Fernandez posters, Howard Johnson, dude, in my room, dude, because these guys were the craziest characters and they just played so brassly. And here I am, 14 years old, dude, just loving it. I'm going, yeah, I'd go out there and wiffle ball Ed Sims, dude, Darryl Strawberry, him, lefty, dude, try to go yak, back, dog in the front yard, dude, because that team was so awesome. And it was they were, you never knew what was going to happen with that team, and that's why I loved them, dude.
Well, you know Lenny Dykstra is down to make any public appearance possible. That guy is probably grabbing for cash anywhere he can get it. I think he dropped about 16 F-bombs in the broadcast.
Dude, that guy is he is one. Dude, I don't know what kind of human he is, dude. But you watch him, I feel sorry for him.
Not a good one.
Interviewed, I feel sorry for him. I'm like, oh, dude, bro, come on, just stop talking. Come on.
He brought up how the first time he saw Doc Gooden pitch in either spring training or fall ball, something similar. He saw the 18, 19-year-old kid at the time. He said, "You're going to be in the show next year." And the Mets made the aggressive decision to call him up, and all Doc Gooden did was go 24-4 with a 1.53 ERA.
Dude,
and I mean, he was blowing smoke.
Dude, no one had ever seen it in that era. Okay, Bob Gibson before that. Nolan Ryan, obviously, at the time was blowing smoke. But a kid like this coming up, and remember, a black kid. Okay? That was
a kid.
Big.
Emphasis on kid.
Correct. And you'll see how hard time, how he grew up, and look at him now and all the stuff that he went through, man. I feel for him. But this series is fantastic. And you brought up something interesting. You brought up 85. They had a chip on their shoulder. They didn't win it. They came back 86. Do you see any parallels in that in any of these teams in the playoffs right now?
The Dodgers just accomplished the same feat.
Right.
They just did it last year after showing up in the World Series in 2019, and I want to say 2017.
Exactly. They got stolen from them, as they believe, in 17 from the Astros, and then 18 men. Something happened. Something happened. And now they won it. Okay. What team now do you see in this configuration now think that maybe would win the World Series because of this chip on your shoulder?
Maybe the Red Sox.
Why?
Did they not lose to the Dodgers in the World Series? Who did the Dodgers beat last year? Oh, it was
Rays.
It was the Rays. Thank you.
Rays.
And that's the team you're searching for.
This is one that I really watch out for, dude. But I think that the Astros have a bigger chip on their shoulder.
Wait, pause right there. Didn't the Rays call up a kid this year?
Whoa, wait a minute. I think they called up a phenom, a wonder of the baseball world. Franco, correct. Yes.
A wonder. Boom.
Mark with the singing chops, dude. All right.
Sometimes I don't know if it's singing as much as it is just talking with a bit of a rhythm. So, yes, the Rays would be that team. Thank you for identifying them, Chad. Maybe Alex Cora, a little revenge over the Astros. That's a personal matter. But, it's going to play out. I love postseason baseball and packed with fans. Packed to the max.
Yes.
You love to see it. So, here's to keeping an eye on those Rays. Here's to the Once Upon a Time in Queens documentary. I will get back to it. Could not ignore Doc Gooden, though, and how he put every muscle into that windup because the kid was skinny. and he was throwing harder than anyone in the league.
It was an actual, you've never seen a windup like that. It was a thing of beauty, dude. It was a thing of beauty.
Indeed. Well, Chad, I reached out to the listeners for any off-the-ball topics. We didn't get one back, but you know your brother always comes with a backup plan. So dude. I thought this might just give a little decent perspective on the back end and the front end. Maybe a little bit of the generational gap between us, maybe what was going on in the 80s versus the 90s. I'll get to my point here. Chad, can you tell me the first video game you ever played and the most recent video game you played?
Pong, probably.
I had it written down, don't say Pong, don't say Pong, don't say Pong. And then behind it, I said, don't say Pac-Man, don't say Pac-Man.
Pong, Donkey Kong, Pitfall, let's see, Mission, the ones where you blow the stuff coming out of the sky at you, Mission Control or Mission something. So
are we in an arcade or are we playing at home on a console? I feel like we're at an arcade.
Arcade, dude.
And are we at a pizzeria? Are we at the bowling alley?
Above the Festival Cinemas at Walnut Creek, they had a killer video arcade, dude. That was a cool hangout spot for all the kids that wanted to get away with some stuff. You know what I mean?
You'll be happy to hear this, Chad. Maybe you've seen these out in the city. Maybe you've seen these in your travels. But coin-op arcades have stormed back, not just recently, but
yes, I have seen this.
People love to go and play the old joystick arcades, play the old games from the 80s, the 90s, etc. They have made a thunderous comeback. And the only difference is you don't use coins usually to operate the machine.
No, I know this. Hey, I'm not that freaking unsavvy, dude. In fact, I went with Mariella when I was up in Seattle, dude. Up in Seattle, Washington. We walked into a place that had the biggest Pac-Man game on a screen I've ever seen.
I've seen it.
And I played that with her, and I had to use my card, dude. I didn't use quarters.
There it is. I like yours better than mine. You must have played a few rounds. Okay.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Chad, the last video game you played.
Whoa, man, dude. The last video. Stratomatic baseball count on the computer? That probably doesn't count. Let's see.
How long ago would that have been?
Probably Ed Sims era.
No, you played a game more recently than this. I played.
Let's see.
You owned a PlayStation in the 2000s.
Let's see. At your house, dude, I played a freaking game with you just recently. Didn't we play a little bit of baseball, dude?
I think you just watched, to be honest.
You're right.
To be fair to the listeners, but I will say it was from the same series. I want to say you owned MLB The Show 2002.
I would gather you'd be correct.
And yes. I believe that's the first time I played that game. And I've been hooked ever since. I have bought every edition of MLB The Show since that time. So in a weird way, the last game you played or owned is the game I currently play. Do you see the handoff from one era to the other?
Dude, I love it. You are correct, dude. It was probably at that beach house down in San Diego, dude, right?
Yep. I want to say so. Or your Walnut Creek apartment, which we won't talk about. That'll be an entirely don't you dare.
I could write a whole book on that place.
Don't you do it. Woo. I promise the listeners will hear what in the hell happened at that Walnut Creek apartment in 2001. You're going to have to tune in for several more episodes to find out.
We will change the names to protect the innocent.
Oh, man. Well, it doesn't rhyme with me, and it doesn't rhyme with you. Just kidding. So anyways, I think I want to say the first video game I ever played was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles console.
Yes.
Game. If it wasn't that, it was Tetris with my dear mother. Shout out, Patty. Thanks for showing me how to fit oblong weird spaces. Yes. So that was a weird one.
You want to take that back? Hey, I got an off the ball for you.
Oh boy.
You ready? I just thought of it. What team did Willie Mays, the guy behind you, finish his career with?
That's not off the ball at all, Chad. That is completely sports related. But I'll play along. He's finished with the New York Mets.
Yes, dude. And not only that, he played in that World Series with the Mets against who for his last MLB game?
1969 World Series?
No.
Oh. What World Series?
1973.
The Oakland Athletics. They lost.
You got it, dude. Played against the A's in his last game ever.
I got to say, the reason that came to mind so quickly, I remember the A's three-peat was about that era, 73, 74, 75. And the reason that's locked into my head is every time I've ever visited the Oakland Coliseum outside of the playoffs, they have the tarps. Yes. They have the tarps spanning the top deck, and they have those years called out. Because again, reminder the listeners, 9 World Series titles for those Oakland Athletics. Yes, and can't wait to hear cheers of "Let's go Giants, BLA! Let's go Giants, BLA!" It's going to be the loudest series guaranteed.
It's going to be something epic, dude. I will be front and center in front of that TV watching this, and it's going to be fantastic, dude. I can't wait. It's what you want as a baseball fan. It's what you want as a sports fan. You want the best going against the best. These are the 2 best teams in baseball, period, and the story going at each other.
Man, a goal just flew behind you, and it was perfectly perpendicular to the ocean line. He kept a straight line, which we always try to do on MisippBROs. We say we'll go 40 minutes, we go 50. We say we'll kick it off at 12 o'clock. It's 12:02. You know it. You love it. Thank you for tuning in again, folks. We got one word of wisdom before we go, but just want to remind you, if you haven't already, like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and turn on the notifications so you know at the precise moment we go live.
Yes.
So, Chad, if you got something else you want to say, I got something to take us out.
Well, all right, man. Hey, thanks for tuning in, man. As always, happy Thursday to you. Get out, enjoy this beautiful world, man. It is upon us, dude. And, man, are we smack dab in the middle of a fantastic sports month, dude. Go get it, dude.
There it is. Thank you. And here's to an orange October for Giants fans. And I just want to say, sometimes I wrap up a nice little quote I run into, and I do mean run into them. I don't go searching for these things. And I saw this about 10 minutes before we went on air. Quote, "You make mistakes. Mistakes don't make you." Unquote.
Wow. Prolific. All right, dude. Yes, mistakes don't make you. So guess what? You make them. You learn from them. You move on. You don't make them again. End of story.
There it is. Thanks for tuning in, listeners. Chad has some pelicans that are plotting revenge on him. He's going to get to the ocean. I'm sure he's just going to turn that chair around and probably sit right back in the same imprint.
I'm planted right here, bro. That's it.
All right. Well, MisippBROs, we'll catch you Monday for a wild card an NLDS preview. Chad will be live on scene that night in Los Angeles. SoCal Chad bringing it to you. And, of course, like every Monday, we'll wrap up a whole lot of NFL action, including Trey Lance's likely first start as a 49er.
Excellent, man. Let's get on it, dude. MisippBROs, dude. Check it out, dude. Love having you. Later.